Okay, so welcome back to class. I was using Lakasara purchase in a shopping mall to explain this thing. Now, we said this is loop. If the loop, let me comment on this as the loop, and if the loop stops at 11, okay, and then this is our counter. We said loop, stop at 11. No matter what you're doing, stop at 11. Counter at every initial zero, count 5. That means the first one, immediately it count the first 5, it will be 1. Now, next again, immediately it counts another 5. It will now be 1 plus 5, which is 6. Right? Now, it's supposed to count another one again, which is now 6 plus 5. It will be 11, and it will stop. And I am using 1 Lakasara equals to 10 naira, for example, now. And then we said in shopping malls, they majorly set their counters to 1. To 1. Okay. And then their loop, they set their, excuse me, they set their loop till infinity because one person can come down to the mall and would want to show how much resources they have. They would set it at infinity. Now imagine someone who wants to buy, say, okay, maybe they are going out for picnic and then they want to do a picnic that has 200 people. So if you had set your loop now to be 50, immediately, and the person bought 200 lakasara pieces of lakasara soft drink now. Immediately the loop gets to 50, stops counting. That means they have to calculate the first price of the first 50 and then start again. It will be tiring. So their own loop, they set it at infinity. Or they might set it maybe a little above 1,000 or just thereabout, depending on the stock that they have. So at every point in time, the loop counts the first lakasa as 10 naira. It counts the next one now, 2, as 20 naira. Counts the next one now, 3, as 30 naira. Counts the next one now, 4, as 40 naira. Until the 10th bottle. And it will count it as 100 naira. Now, and I was explaining that in your own screen, if it's in some shopping malls, you have your own screen as the customer, and then the person, customer attendant, or the customer service rep attending to you would have their own screen where they are doing the sum or attending to you, be it you are doing your passport registration or your driver's license or whatever. But now we're trying to use a shopping mall customer attendant screen, which you also have your own screen in this scenario now. Okay. Now that these things are usually applicable to ShopRite, but like I said, it's still like Abuja, Nigeria, you have like almost everywhere, you have a double screen, one for the customer and then one for the customer attendant. Now, they are not going to count, you bought 10 bottles of Lakasara with other things that you've purchased. For Lakasara, precisely, they're not going to be scanning or swiping each Lakasara bottle till the 10th one across their scanner. They have other things to do. You have other products that you bought or you purchased. They have other customers to attend. So now imagine a customer who came to buy a 1 carton of Indomitables by Halal, for example, now, and then we said a carton is 24, and most times, or in most cases, you have like maybe 1 or 2 extras inside that carton. So now, if it's someone who bought 2 cartons, a family woman or a family man who bought 2 cartons for his or her kids now, for example, and you have to count 24 times 2, that's 48. Are they going to be swiping 48 pieces of Indomitables by Halal across their scanner or across their screen every time till the 48th one? No. Their loop have been set to take a particular number or till an infinity. That is one. And then their counter have been set to count 1 per 1. Now, it's not like we that are trying to model that we can set our counters to maybe 5 or 10, depending on what we are trying to model at that point in time, since we already know the value that we're looking at. Their own is at every point you are buying 1,000 pieces of thing, the loop have been set to infinity. So whatever purchase it is that you have made, their loop will be able to contain it. But their counter now will be set to a default of 1. So that at every point in time, they scan the first one, it counts it as 1, and then registers the price, 10 naira. So now, for someone who bought 48 pieces of Indomitables by Halal, what do? They will not keep scanning at every point in time till the 48th one. They just pick the first one, scan it, it tells them the price. And then they have counted, okay, this is 48 pieces, or I've asked you how many pieces you picked, and you said it's 48 pieces. Or maybe they are kind enough to count how many pieces it is. But most times they always, the ones I've seen, they always go by what the customer tells them, because you wouldn't tell them that it's more than 48 when or it's less than 48 when you know that once they queue in their values, you are the one paying for it. So now you've told them that it's 48. What they do next is you picked 48 pieces of Indomitables by Halal, right? They just scan the first one, it tells them 10 naira, and then they multiply that 10 naira by 48. So that will now be 480. How were they able to get 480? Their loop have been able to, or their loop have been set in such a way that, okay, immediately you have gotten the first one, 10 naira. It is supposed to count, they were supposed to swipe till the 48th time or till the 48 pieces. But with the power of machine learning, their loop have been said that, okay, it is loop is infinity, counter is set to 1, and then this person bought 48, swipe the first one, it registers it at 10 as 10 naira. Now till the 48 one that you are going to swipe, just multiply it, the loop will count that 10 naira for you till 48 one, and it will register it at 480. That is the price for Indomitable. And then they now proceed to pay to what is it called, to calculate for your lakasara, the same thing. Immediately they swipe the first lakasara bottle and you bought 10, they have swiped or they have scanned the first lakasara bottle using a barcode. Now it says 1 lakasara is 10 naira also, or 7 naira, as the case may be. It have registered 7 naira, and then it is what, how many now? 10 pieces. So it will now count 7 times 10 for you or for them to make the job easier. Remember, the initial price have been stored or have changed from 0 to 480 now. So the new price is 480 naira. And it have registered in the, what is it called? In the computer memory that the new price is 480 naira. So the 480 naira is somewhere. Immediately they swipe for Lakasara and they do the multiplication by 10. It is now 17 naira. So immediately that loop finishes, the new price will now change from 480 naira to 480 naira plus 70. So it will now be what is it called? That's 480 550. Okay, so the new record will now be 550 naira. It is there. Now, let's assume you bought a just one tin of Vaseline by Blue Seal, and that one is 50 naira and it's just one pieces. Immediately they swipe it and then get their, what is it called? Their price. Remember, you have original price of 550, and then this one is just one. So the loop will just count one, and then the loop will just record one now, and then they have the price as 50 naira. What do? Immediately, they add the current price to the former price. The system changes. You have a new price from 550 to 600. I don't know if you understand this explanation, because this I kind of use this shopping mall explanation because that is the best possible explanation I can use for the understanding. So I don't know if you understand what I've explained using uh what I've explained for while loop using a shopping mall and all that. Okay. Okay, so that is how far we've been able to try to understand the while loop. And then let's do a guessing game. Guessing game. Okay. Now, this guessing game is more like, I don't know if we have such things in Nigeria. I think we should do, where you would guess a particular number. And if the number you guessed is okay, we have those kind of games in Nigeria. In fact, I know some social media content creators, like on TikTok and all, they are even doing it where you have to guess the color. The one I've seen is you have to guess the color of the bottle above and the one below. Or you have to drop, okay, no, the one they do is also a guessing game. But the way they do it is you pick a particular color, bottle color, and then you drop it where you feel that is the one under, is the same color with the one under. So that is also a guessing game. You are guessing the color, the hidden color beneath with the one you have above. So immediately you pick that bottle and then drops it on exactly the same bottle color or content of the bottle under, or content of the bottle on top, which matches the one hidden, then you guessed right. And if it is money or whatever the reward is, you pick it. So that is the same thing. It's just the same thing that our guessing game is going to do for us. But now you are now writing it as a code. It's not just by picking bottle and then dropping. This is more like you are building a casino, and it's real life event where you have to guess a particular number and then you win your bet in the casino, or that you have to place a particular card, and if the card you've placed matches, you've won your what is it called, your bet. Okay, so now this is the same thing that we are trying to replicate here by building one like that. And we are not just going to um do it the traditional way. We are now doing it as machine learning professionals or data science professional. But the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to have a hidden number. And then we are going to have our guess count. And we are going to have our guess limit. Now, let me explain the hidden number, the guess count, and then the guess limit. When you are trying to open your phone, for example, your mobile device, for example, be it laptop, be it a phone, just be it anything. Or when you are trying to, let me not say phone, when you are trying to log in into one of your accounts. So the account now might be your mobile phone, it might now be your laptop, or it might not be an online account. And you impute the first password. It will tell you password incorrect, right? And most times they will tell you that you just have two limits. Is two this thing remaining for you to impute your password. I don't know if you have experienced that. You are imputing your password. You have imputed the first one and it tells you password incorrect. And then the message error you are now getting is that incorrect password, two attempts remaining. Is a very common thing. I know you must have experienced that. Two attempts remaining. And then you are like, this is the password I know now. Okay, let me try something else. You impute another password you feel that should be correct. And then it tells you again, incorrect password, and one attempt remaining. And immediately you do the last one and you don't get that password. That account has been locked. They will now take you through the recovery process where you have to recover the password and all that. Now, the same thing with your phone. When you have guessed, although it doesn't, thankfully now, technology have advanced. If it was before now, when especially all those Symbian phones were um, made or were being used, when you immediately exceed that, especially Symbian and iPhones, then immediately you exceed that number of attempts, and then the password locks you out. The only option for you to open your device is a technical term we call as flashing. Like you have to override or you have to reset it back to the factory setting. So you override the setting you have set there using either an application that the tech guy would help you and do. It was really very common for us then. So that is the same thing that we are going to do now. Now you have the attempt or the limit you must reach. And in the case of password now, we are using three. So we are going to have or collect our data. The first thing we are collecting is hidden number. What is that number that you must guess correctly for you to win your bet or for you to win that lottery? You must guess a number correctly. Now, while loop is very important because it cuts across every industry. We have the gaming industry where they do all their bets in Nigeria, things like Bet Ninja, Sporty Bets, Bet King, just name them, are very, very common here in this part of the world. And then you have your Lotto, your just name them. And all these things are done by, permutation and combination, which is just you have to guess numbers. If this team is going to win, okay, so they are going to score 3-0 to win these people. And then I don't know those terminologies that they use. They will tell you over 2.5, over I don't understand what it is, honestly. But then what I know is that those things are the power of while loop, our machine learning. They have told you must guess a particular score for this team to win, and then if that is right, you take your winnings, your potential winnings. And then they have told you the ranges. It is two by two odds or three odds or whatever odd it is for them. Now, what are those odds? Those odds are now their while loop counter, and then the goals are the counters that I have set. While loop counter, the odds for them, 2/3. That's their while loop counter. Now, the counter for you to get those 2/3, that is those goals that they have set. So this is just the power of while loop. Power of while loop cuts across anywhere and everywhere. Those in manufacturing, the same thing. Those in, just name them. Those in pharmaceuticals, those in health sciences, those in machine learning have been programmed in such a way that if you are in health sciences, you have to be exact of the what is it called, of the test results that someone who has malaria should possess. You know that, okay, you are going to start treating them for malaria. So if the while loop counter, the while loop result doesn't bring maybe that the person have a parasite, that's the parasite that causes malaria, I think is Amophilus something something like that. I don't know, for those of you that are in health now. Immediately the counter returns that, okay, oh, this test result, this person possesses this one and also has HPV, human papillomavirus, also have what is it called? HIV, human immune deficiency virus, etc. The while loop is returning the result one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. You now, the doctor will now know, okay, oh, this is what is wrong with this person from the test prescribed. So while loop is everywhere and anywhere. Okay, now let's proceed with our guessing game. We said the hidden number that you must guess correctly for you to win your lottery is, hidden number is let's use 11. Okay, hidden number is equal to 11. Sorry. Now what else? Guess number now. The guess, sorry, the guess counter, guess count, right, is equal to 1. And guess limit now, guess limit is equal to 3, meaning you must not exceed 3 times. We have other people who wants to play the game. And remember, this game you are playing, you are staking money for it. So that is how they are making their money. You stake, you play the 3 limits you have. If you win, fine. If you don't win, then the money belongs to them. They use it to run the system, pay staffs and all that until they have one person who wins. Then they, from the same money others have staked who couldn't win, they use it to pay the person who have won and then use the remaining to run the industry. Now, let's start with our program, with our codes. While guess count, now, guess count is less than or equal to guess limit. Okay? The guess count now is less than or equal to guess limit. And then we said our guess count is 1. And our guess limit is 3. Meaning when you guess the first number, now it will register it as what? 1 for you, which is what we've been explaining. You guess the second number again, no matter the number now, it will register it as what? 2 for you. You guess the next one, the guess limit will register it as what? 3 for you. And if you don't get that guess, that hidden number at the third guess limit, that means you have to try again. Let me explain it again. Your guess count now, you said, which is your counter now? You said it should be 1. And then your guess limit now, which is the loop, you are saying it should be 3. And you have said the hidden number must be 11. So even if you put the first number as 9, the guess count will register it as 1 for you. And then you go again, you pick 10 now, the guess count will register it as 2. Remember, it is now the guess count and the guess limit. And the next one again, you didn't guess the number correctly. You went ahead to guess 2. The guess count, we'll register it as the third what count for you, and immediately reaches that, and you have not gotten your what the hidden number. The guest count will not tell the guest limit. Oh, okay. Oh, this person have tried 3 times and they didn't get the hidden number. The guest limit will not say, oh, okay, yes, meaning he or she have exceeded the guest limit. So the game is over for them. Let them try again. Let them stake money again and start all over afresh. That is just what we're trying to explain here. So that's why we said if the guest count is less than or equal to the guest limit, then guest number now, guest number, let me check. Okay, we use, so the guest number should be equal to, now we're using integer because it's just, we are not using float, we're just using a single value. Okay, integer. Then the next thing is impute now impute your hidden number, or guess, let's use guess, we are formatting now, guess the hidden number, okay. Now we've specified our guess count and our guess limit here, and the next thing we are trying to do is we are trying to specify, like we are trying to write the code that would allow them guess the hidden number that we specified, as as the data scientist or the machine learning engineer, you already know what you want them to do by building this model, right? Now, we said guess number, impute, that's integer now, guess the hidden number. After that, what happens next? Our knowledge of counter here. So we're going to bring back our counter here by saying guess count plus or equal to 1, which is this, plus or equal to 1. So at every stage, the guess count adds 1 and then adds it to the original value. Adds again, adds it to the original value. Immediately it gets to the third guess count, the guess limit stops, and then the game is over for the person. That is just what we are currently doing here right now. Now, let's go again. We are now saying if these have been the most important thing that we want to do, while loop and if statement. And before now, we've learned about if statement, and I know we've written like 2 or 3 very long codes on if statement. So we're using the knowledge of our if statement, or we're bringing back the knowledge of our if statement at this point in time. If guess number is less than hidden number, okay. Now we're saying print what? The number you guessed. We are formatting in this case. The number you guessed. Now, with the knowledge of our concatenation, we are bringing back guess number now, right? The number you guessed is less than the hidden number. Is less than the hidden number. Okay? Full stop. Excuse me. Full stop. So what should the person do now at this point in time? Just like using the knowledge of your password when you do the first one, when you make the first attempt in logging into your account and you have input the first password, they tell you password incorrect, 2 attempts remaining. So when they tell you 2 attempts remaining, what do you do? Like as a human, what does the dopamine tell you to do? The dopamine tells you to try again. Okay, because you have to log in now. You want to access the informations that you want to access at that point in time. So the same thing here. Let's quickly use a line break and then enter. Now we don't want to just tell them to try again. We said if guest number is less than hidden number. So we want to tell them, let them try with a higher number in this case. Okay, so we are saying try with a higher number next time, or try again with a higher number. So we can say try again with a higher number next time. So we don't need the next time again here in this case, since we have told them to try with a higher number. What have we achieved? We have used the knowledge of our if statement to say when the guess number is less than the hidden number, just excuse me, just try again. The number you guessed is lesser than the hidden number. Now try again with a higher number. How about the person guessed above our hidden number? What should they do? The knowledge of our if statement, elif, right? Guess number greater than our what? Hidden number. Okay. What should the person do? The same thing again we've told them to do earlier. We've told them to try again with a higher number if it is less. Now, when the guess number is above our hidden number, we are now trying to tell them to what? To try again with a lesser number, right? So print for us what? The number you guessed. Now, our guess number, right? The hidden number. Full stop. So what should it do again? Well, what do we want them to do again? We're saying try again with a lesser number. Full stop. Okay. Now, we've specified 2 things. If it is higher, if it is lower, what they should do. And remember, we just have what is it called? Three limits. We don't have more than 3 limits. We just have 3 limits, not more than that. Okay. So in that case now, what do? We want to specify for the last limit. Now, for the last limit, that is what we want to specify for. Else, now, else, okay? Print else. Print what? Print congratulations, you won the game. Congratulations, comma, you won the game. Full stop. So this is saying that after the first trial, the person didn't get it. The second trial again, the person didn't get it. And then at the third trial, now, the person got the hidden number. So it should stop here. The person's trying time should stop here and tell them, congratulations, you won the game. But do you know that if we don't impute a what is it called? A method here, this even after winning the game, the system will tell the person to do it, like to keep on playing. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Like we have specified for the first winning, for the first attempt, the second attempt, and then the third attempt, which we have here now. So at the third attempt now, if the person got the hidden number correctly, it should help us print the one day game. Okay. But now, immediately after printing you've won the game, this loop should stop. It should end there. It shouldn't continue. So how do we do that? We use break. Immediately it prints this, it should break. So by knowledge of what is it called? Break. Or by knowledge of English, the English word break, what do you understand by it? It means break, stop, like take a break, stop. So immediately you have certified this if statement here in our while loop. The next thing is for the loop to stop. Let it not continue. If you remember the first time that we tried our while loop and we didn't specify counter, this counter here, it kept on moving and moving and it kept on going like that. And I told you that as far as that your local machine is fully charged and that you didn't close your PyCharm community editor, it will keep running like that, go anywhere and come back, it will keep going. Now you specify the counter now, and then the counter is more like your break limit now. So immediately it gets to the 11th loop, it will stop because of the counter you've set. So that's the same thing that we specified here now. It will stop and you are using break to stop that. Now, we specify this. How about in a situation where the person, after 3 trials, didn't win the game? What would the person do? It should tell the person that, okay, oh, that the session have ended, oh, or if it's in the case of password, please recover your password. Okay, so now this is our while loop, while guess now, and we've used the knowledge of if statement and break the thing here, break the code here for someone who wins or who guesses the guess number correctly. Now, for someone who after 3 trials didn't guess the guess number correctly, we are telling them that, which is now our, if you remember how we do our else. So this else now goes with the while. This else now goes with this while here. You see how you see the writing convention, how it is written. If it was if statement, we have if, then we begin our if, elif until else, and we break again with, we end the code with else here. So that is the same thing that we're doing here. Else print what? Session ended. Okay. Come back next time, as the case may be. Session ended. Come back next time to try the lock. All right. So this is what we have been able to achieve. Now, the next thing for us to do is to run this program and see our result. So now let's run our program and see our results. Go back to file now, run and loop. Okay. Now, the first thing we did here is guess the hidden number. Let's finish this so that I'll go and we'll go back and print empty spaces for all these ones that we've done before now. Now, we said our hidden number should be what? 11. We used 11, right? So let me guess, or let's guess it. Enter. The number you guessed, 8, is lesser than the hidden number. Try again with a higher number. You see, we guessed a number that is lesser, and it's trying to tell us that the number we have guessed, 8, is less than the hidden number, that we should try with a higher number. And we said it is 11. Okay, now let's guess with you guessed 8 and they're telling you to try with a higher number now. So we don't know what the higher number is, but because me and you, we have understood the program we write, so we just want to go straight ahead and guess a higher number. Now let's guess 21. Enter. Now it's telling us that the number you guessed, 21, is higher than the hidden number. Try again with a lesser number. Now, for someone who is playing the game now, the person have guessed 8, and the program is telling him or her, he or she, binary, LGBTQ, as the case may be, that, okay, you've guessed 8, but it's lesser. Guess another number. The person will be like, oh, okay, I guessed 8 and it's lesser. Remember, they don't know what the hidden number is. This is just like a game of luck. You have to guess the correct number. And then the person goes back again to guess 9 or guess 10, for example, without guessing now 11. It will still tell them that the number they guessed, 11, as the case may be, is less than the hidden number, that they should go ahead and try with a higher number. But for us, we already know what our hidden number is, and because we wrote the program, so that is why we are guessing first below, next above. Now let's guess the hidden number, which is 11 that we specify, and see what it will tell us. Now, told us, congratulations, you won the game. And immediately we did that, the code stopped here. Because of that break that we used. If we go back to remove that break, it will keep going. It will keep, even after telling you congratulations, you won the game, you still see guess the hidden number. The number you guessed is lesser. Try it like that. You keep going even after you've won the game. So that is what the break does for us. Okay. Now we've been able to guess our hidden number correctly after 3 attempts. Now let's do a 3 attempts without guessing our hidden number correctly. All right. Now let's go back. Let's run again here. And sorry, I said I was going to stop, close, yeah, terminate. I said I wanted to print empty space here. Give me a while. So I'm printing empty space. Okay. Now, let's print an empty space here. So print just an empty space to give us the spaces that I want. What else? Okay. Now let's go back, run again, and see when we guess 3 numbers wrongly or incorrectly, and see what it will tell us. Whether it will tell us session ended, come back next time to try your luck. Now let's go ahead. So we said what? Guess number 6. Now it's less than, we want to guess above, right? Let's guess 21. He's saying is higher. We want to guess which is this is the only last attempt that we have. This is the only last attempt that we have. So now we can even format this thing to tell our what is it called, our customer or whatever, no matter the situation that we built this code for, the number you guessed is lesser. Try again with a higher number, 2 attempts remaining. Then this one now to tell you 1 attempt remaining. And immediately you do the last one and you don't get your this thing correctly, the loop closes. Okay. Now we've guessed, let's just guess 12, which is above. Now enter. The number you guessed is what? Is higher than the hidden number. Try again with a lesser number. Now session ended. Come back next time to try your luck. You see this person now, at this point in time, this person can't proceed. It have printed everything that the person have done. It have given the person the report he or she have followed, but unfortunately, he or she have to go back. We are using the case of a gaming platform now. He or she have to go back, stake the game again, and then come back to continue. Okay, now let's quickly format this thing to see how we can tell them, okay, here we can easily tell them 1 or 2 attempts remaining after the first one, right? We tell them 2 attempts remaining, right? And we said this one, we tell them 1 attempt remaining, 1 attempt. And then this one, immediately guess this one wrongly after 3 attempts, then it will tell them what time and see what we have there. Just give it a little time. I don't know why it's taking time to load. Add run. Oh, let's give it a time to run. I don't know why it's taking time. So let's go ahead and guess our numbers. Let's guess 5. Now it's telling the person 2 attempts remaining. No, let's guess above. We already know what we imputed. Now it's telling the person 1 attempt remaining so that you will know shot. You just have to like shoot your shot for the very last time. Now let's guess 11. Congratulations, you won the game. And if we had guessed another number that is either above or lesser, it will tell you the number you guessed is that number, and then the session have ended. Try again next time. Okay. So I think with this, we have been able to understand our while loop. It's not a very long code, but with this now we can build anything on while loop. This is the simplest code for us to understand our while loop. So that is why we just took it simple. Guessing game. It is like this is real life. It's what we see every day. That is why we kind of use the guessing game. Is that understood?